Tell me, have you ever been excited to hear a message from somebody? Yeah, and it's interesting and you love it and it's exciting. But at a certain point, you want this person to stop. It's enough. Good. And time is of the essence. Now, one of the key things in presentations and in speaking and in keynotes is time. Sometimes they would put a clock on the wall. Sometimes people would tell you, you've got 25 minutes. Or in your company, they might say, give us a 5-minute overview. And they want you to speak on time. A lot of people find this extremely hard if they have to speak for 45 minutes or 1 hour. Now, what are some of the tactics and tips that you can use to be able to speak on time? Now, one of the things you do not want to do is constantly look at your watch, because the moment you do this, watch the audience, they also start looking at their clock and they go, when is this guy going to finish up? Nobody was aware of the time until you brought it up. What happens is you need to use other alternatives. What I sometimes use is to ask to have a clock at the back, or I would use a small little electronic clock and put it on the lectern. So I can, when I look down at my notes, I can see the time. My tip for you would be is not necessarily always asking people, sorry, how long do I have? Because there was times that I spoke at a company conference and they said to me, Trevor, you've got 1 hour. But the agenda got pushed out, people arrived late, people came back from lunch, certain things evolved, and eventually where you had to finish, let's say at 2 o'clock, they made you start at 1:25. Now, if you decide, I'm still going to talk for an hour, you're going to go to 2:25. And at 2 o'clock, they're going to think, hang on, we gave you up to 2 o'clock. Somebody else has to speak at 2 o'clock. My suggestion for you would be is if you want to become a keynote speaker or speak on time, always ask the question, what time do I need to finish? So when I look at the clock and I know I need to finish at 2 o'clock, I can easily look down. Instead of saying, how long have I spoken for? I can see how much time do I have left. Okay, here's a couple of tips that I use as a keynote speaker and speaking at corporations and companies. I design my presentation and I do a dry run, but I time myself to see, am I speaking on time? And what I would do is to see, how long is my introduction? Where am I halfway in my presentation? Good, so if I know if I'm getting to point number 2, I should be halfway. And if I look, I'm under time, I'll look, oh great, I'm either speaking a bit fast or I've skipped a bit of content, which is okay, but I am on time. But if I also see, whoa, I'm about 8 minutes over time halfway, I know I need to cut a little bit of content or make some of the stories a bit shorter. Then I also know exactly how I'm going to finish off that presentation. What would be the last 3 or 4 minutes of my presentation? So if I get to the end and I realize I need to start to wrap it up, I say the words, so in conclusion, I almost stop my presentation there, finish that sentence or that point, and I say, so in conclusion, and I know I'm going to take 3 to 4 minutes and I'm going to finish dead set on time. Another couple of ways how you can speak on time is you can ask somebody in the audience. Last Saturday, I had to speak at a conference. I didn't have a clock against the wall and I forgot my electronic timer. So what I did was I asked a friend, hey, can you do something for me 10 minutes before the end? Can you just sit there and do this for me 10 minutes? And they did, and it helped me tremendously because I knew I'm going to wrap it up the last point in the last 2-3 minutes and then I'm going to transition and close. Speaking on time is vitally important. You would probably want to hear another 50 techniques, but there comes a time when I have to finish this video as well. Practice, know where you are halfway and full time into your presentation. Try to remember to ask for what time should I finish. And if you really have to speak on time and you feel like you're going over time, find ways and pockets in your presentation where you have a lot of stories or things that you over-explain, then rather not bring in that long example and go to the punchline really quickly, because that 3-minute story or 4-minute story can be cut down to 30 seconds. And that's how you can actually save yourself some time, or if you make up time, explain it in a story. So my name is Trevor Ambrose. If you would like more free content, head to our website at trevorambrose.com Or you can follow us on any of our social media platforms. We always endeavor to put on more content to help you on your journey in presenting and sales.